Mayor, what do you think about the whole Councilmember Christie voting against a long-standing immunization program the city has done, and then going on about this whole flu thing? Do you have any thoughts?
You're going to have to ask Councilmember Christie. All council members have the right to express opinions. We appreciate grant funds to help our kids here in the area make sure that they are immunization ready for school. They have to have these immunizations in order to go to school. It's one of the first things that the schools ask for, and so these grants help our kids get into and stay in school.
The President rolled out some proposals today on gun control. I want to get your feedback on those. If you managed to see those, I could read some of them if you haven't.
I know generally what he was proposing. I have not read in detail. I support closing the gun show loophole. I think that's a particular problem. We definitely need more mental health services, not simply because of gun violence, but because we don't do enough for mental health in this country. We do need to make our schools safer, again, for a lot of reasons, not also for gun violence. And then I've previously stated that as a gun owner, I don't see the need for private individuals to have high-capacity magazines or the weapons to shoot them.
Do you support a ban on the
assault-style
yeah.
weapons? I believe the federal government ought to consider that, but it's not going to happen down here.
Mayor, George R. Brown Convention Center routinely hosts very large gun shows. Are you comfortable with that?
These are legitimate enterprises, and they operate within the law. Prior to my time, had some litigation around whether we could impose restrictions on gun shows at city facilities, and we cannot. So we're complying with the law.
I don't recall this, but
we can talk after.
We can talk. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, good. Okay. Okay, Urban Austin, they considered it. Is they considered banning some sort of policy to ban gun shows? Would that be something? You say you can't do that. Would you like to be able to do that?
It's not an issue. I believe that we ought to close the gun show loophole, where someone can sell a gun to someone without a background check at a gun show. I find that problematic, but hosting gun shows, no.
Mayor, you now have an official opponent in your race for re-election. What are your thoughts about having a well-funded, well-known opponent coming up against you?
I don't know that I have any well-known opponents against me, but and I have not officially heard who might be running. But lots of folks want to run for mayor. If you want to run for mayor, what you have to do is stand up and tell the voters of Houston what your solutions are. I am proud to run on my record. We have a booming economy. We are putting money into parks and public safety and the libraries and the infrastructure. And whoever chooses to run against me will have to show that he or she can do better in that. I think America knows increasingly that Houston is the best place to live and work and raise a family, and we're going to keep it that way.
Do you have any campaign pledges that you want to make for your re-election?
More of the same.
Mr. Hall, a lot of people in politics think,
okay,
so seriously. This would be Benjamin Hall. Yeah, that's the guy. A lot of people I've talked to thought he wasn't serious about this. Do you think he's serious about this? Obviously a question for him. What do you think?
I have no idea. I'm going to run hard. I assume that there'll be several people running against me. I don't treat any one or another more seriously than anyone else. I'm going to run on my record. I'm proud of my record, and I am interested to see what issue anyone will raise, considering how well Houston has done in navigating an extremely difficult economy, and how we are putting jobs into the community, which is one of the most important priorities that I've had. Lots of folks are probably going to run. It's kind of way too early to speculate on that. And there have been several folks who have been putting their names out, taking them back, putting their names out, taking them back. So I'm just going to run my race.
Yeah, Mrs. Lee got sworn in yesterday. And what are your thoughts on her being sworn in? Mrs. Lee, Sheila Jackson Lee's daughter.
Erica Lee for
education. halftime education department.
One more in the long line of famous, our sons and daughters of famous Houstonians who have moved into politics as another generation. So it's always good to see young people getting in and making a name for themselves and giving back to the community.
Will any of your children run from elected office?
I doubt it. I doubt it. They don't seem to be at all interested. Anything else?
Any additional thoughts on the Port Commission appointment today, Mr. Cole?
Mr. Cordy is eminently qualified. A unanimous vote on council speaks for itself. I think it's important to have labor represented at the Port Commission and the right voice for labor there. And I think he's going to do an outstanding job. Clearly, council agrees.
Mayor, thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks very much.